Let's talk about the possible use of chemical weapons. This is the if. I mean, Assad denies that he'd ever use chemical weapons on his people. So therefore, why does the US and UK insist such a threat exists?
Well, I think this new orchestrated hype of fear surrounding the possible use of chemical weapons perhaps say something about what's coming next in terms of some chemical weapon use in Syria. However, there's another side to the story. Recently, there have been some troubling videos that we have seen on YouTube and some other reports of the jihadist groups in northern Syria possessing some chemical materials with the name of a Turkish company on them. In the background, there was a music playing with the jihadist chants. It's very worrying. They were conducting some experiments on rabbits, and judging by what we saw.
Indeed, I saw that video myself. Yes, talking about it with the two rabbits in the perspex cage. I saw that. Yeah,
it's difficult to verify, but if it is not a bluff, then this is very, very worrying, because judging by the effect of this gas, it is a convulsing, so it's a nerve agent, and this is a dangerous development. Perhaps if you look also at the fact that the United States has recently started listing parts of the Syrian armed opposition, or the armed opposition in Syria, as terrorist organizations, that says something. They're probably aware that part of the armed opposition in Syria, and probably the most powerful part of the armed opposition, who are the Nusra Front, probably are in possession of such materials, and probably are planning to use them as they threaten.
Indeed, we're showing that over your shoulder now, that video you were just talking about. We got it off the web. It's a bit graphic to show, actually. Maybe we'll cut away from it just a bit. On the face of it, though...
I'm sorry, Kevin. It's very important to highlight in that video, it is reflected the dangerous ideology of such a group, clearly and explicitly threatening of ethnic cleansing against certain sects in Syria. So I think the danger is that the West is aware of such materials in Syria, but at the same time, it's going to be used against the Syrian government as a pretext for intervention. This is a scenario that worries me.
So how does that all work in then with the fact that NATO is now planning to deploy those Patriot missiles on the Syrian borders, saying that Turkey may need protection against any potential attack? How likely a scenario is that attack?
Well, it would sound to me preposterous, really, that Turkey, in its current format of its army, needs a protection from Syria. Syria is not going to attack Turkey. This is very simple. Syria has got serious troubles going on. So why would Syria go and attack Turkey? The Patriot missiles are very likely to create a de facto no-fly zone in the northern territory of Syria to consolidate the military presence of the rebels, and perhaps install the new government that is Western-backed in the northern part of Syria. It's very, very unlikely that these Patriot missiles are to defend against the Syrian intervention. Why would Syria interfere unnecessarily in Turkey?
Again, I said there's a lot of ifs here. There's a lot of whys as well. Why would the West be interested in intervening in Syria? Is there a broader regional agenda?
Well, I mean, this is a very interesting question, and that takes you back to the start of the Syrian crisis, and why the West chose to take such an approach to the Syrian crisis. And in my understanding, I see two sides to this story of how the West sees it. First, Syria's geopolitical alliance with Iran and Hezbollah, and perhaps with Russia. So it's not a Western friendly country in its current format. And probably the West realized that even with negotiations and smooth negotiations with the current ruling system in Syria, things aren't going to change much. And probably they realized that changing by power is the only way forward to them. The other important dimension is the energy. And since 2009, Qatar and Turkey have been talking about a new gas line that is to extend from Qatar to through Syria to Turkey and then to feed the European Union with gas resources. This is very important because if this is to happen, it will bypass Russia, and it will probably loosen the noose that Russia currently has over the European Union in terms of supplying gas in Western countries.
I see where you're getting at there, Doctor. Yeah, I understand. Well, listen, thank you for giving us your thoughts there. It is appreciated. Thanks for being on the line, making the time. Dr. Yazan Abdallah, Syrian political activist, with us there.
Pleasure. Thank you.